Atoll Jungle. In a distant corner of the world lies the Atoll Jungle, a sanctuary untouched by the hands of modern civilization. Its shores curve like an emerald necklace around the island, fringed by a boundless expanse of thick green vegetation that hums and pulses with life. Towering palms stretch high into the heavens, their fronds casting dappled shadows over the forest floor, where a kaleidoscope of wild plants and herbs thrives in the rich, damp soil. The air is perfumed with 1,000 floral scents, a warm, fragrant welcome that hints at the mystical nature of the place. This jungle is home to the shamans of Atoll, an ancient order of wise folk who have spent countless generations studying the secrets of nature. They dress in simple garments woven from the fibers of jungle plants, adorned with shells and feathers, blending seamlessly with their verdant surroundings. Every shaman dedicates their life to understanding the spirits of the forest, sea, and sky, and to weaving themselves into the tapestry of nature itself. To them, nature is not merely a force, it is a teacher, a friend, and sometimes even a stern guide. Their wisdom is old as the roots of the jungle, and their magic is powerful yet gentle. The shamans build their homes in harmony with the land. These are simple wooden dwellings, elegantly constructed from branches and leaves, hidden beneath the dense canopy, where they are sheltered from storms and shaded from the tropical sun. Despite their simplicity, the houses have a charm and comfort beyond the reach of opulence. Every space is thoughtfully arranged, every item precisely placed, allowing the shamans to live with both ease and grace. A hammock of soft vines strung between two trees is a shaman's bed, a table carved from driftwood holds their simple meals, and a woven basket of herbs and fruits never runs empty, as the jungle is generous. But perhaps the most extraordinary quality of the shamans is their bond with the creatures of the atoll. Wild animals wander the jungle freely, yet they move with a strange respect, as if they too understand the sanctity of this place. The shamans are the guardians of the land, and in return, the animals obey them. The most ferocious panther will purr like a kitten at a shaman's touch, and the mightiest elephant will bend its great trunk in humble greeting. This harmony, however, is not forced, it is a friendship carefully nurtured over many years. The shamans speak the language of beasts, not in words, but in gestures, glances, and the silent language of trust. Each day in the Atoll Jungle is a rhythm of rituals and tales. As the sun rises over the glistening waters, the shamans gather by the shore, where they chant ancient incantations and raise their hands toward the sky, welcoming the dawn. They weave magic from the sea breeze and harness the energy of the waves, storing it for when it is needed. They know the secrets of healing, summoning rain, and calming storms, all learned from nature itself. Every ritual is a hymn of gratitude, an offering of respect for the bounty they are given. When the work of the day is done, they gather beneath the stars to share tales and legends that have been passed down through the ages. They speak of the first shaman, who discovered the way to commune with the spirits, of the great flood, when the animals saved the shamans by carrying them to safety on their backs, and of the moon panther, a spectral creature said to guard the jungle in times of danger. Each story is a thread in the tapestry of their history, and each telling brings the shamans closer together. The Atoll Jungle is a paradise, a haven where nature and humanity exist as one. It is a place where wisdom is born from the earth, where magic is not something separate but woven into the very air, soil, and water. There, in the embrace of the jungle, the shamans live, as they always have, in unity with the land and its creatures, guarding the secrets of the ancient world. In the heart of the Atoll Jungle, the shamans each cultivate a deep and abiding bond with one of nature's four great elements, earth, water, wind, and fire. Among them, the earth shamans are the most revered, for the power of the land is the foundation of all life within the jungle. To walk the path of an earth shaman is to be a keeper of the land's bounty, a nurturer of all that grows from the soil. These shamans possess a profound connection to the rhythms of growth and decay, of soil and root, of life and renewal. With a touch or a whispered chant, an earth shaman can coax the smallest seedling to life, bringing forth shoots and leaves in moments, turning barren patches of soil into thriving, lush gardens. It is said that the most gifted earth shamans can even feel the pulse of the earth beneath their feet, sensing the whispers of roots and the sighs of ancient trees. They walk barefoot, their feet caked with the soil that has nourished generations of life. With a sweep of their hand, they can make vines grow thick and strong, wrapping around trees to create natural shelters, or direct the spread of crops so that each plant has room to flourish. In times of need, earth shamans can enhance the sweetness of fruit, the size of a harvest, or even create new species of plants by mingling seeds and breathing life into unique combinations. The earth shaman's role is more than practical. They are protectors of tradition, each deeply respected by their kin. They embody the wisdom of the past, and they know the ancient methods of working in harmony with the jungle. When harvest season arrives, earth shamans lead rituals to give thanks to the earth, honoring it for its gifts and asking permission before taking its fruits. For them, every plant has a spirit, and every harvest a cycle to be honored. Close behind in esteem are the water shamans, whose magic nourishes the earth, bringing life to the roots of the jungle. The water shamans have the gift of summoning rain, a skill of paramount importance in times of drought. They can gather moisture from the very air, pulling it from the humidity that clings to the jungle's dense canopy. Some are even able to weave misty veils that drift over the forest, keeping it cool and damp, shielding plants from the harshest rays of the sun. Water shamans work hand in hand with their earthbound counterparts, creating an essential partnership that sustains the atoll jungle. Together, they guide rivers to the right paths, channel water to thirsty fields, and restore dried-up ponds and pools. When the earth thirsts, a water shaman can bring forth the rains with a slow, hypnotic dance, calling to the clouds and winds with chants that rise and fall like the ocean's waves. This interdependence between the earth and water shamans strengthens the whole community. They are two sides of the same coin, each needing the other, each respecting the other. Though the water shamans may not bring forth food directly, without them, there would be nothing for the earth shamans to nurture. And so, they are cherished and honored, their roles forever intertwined in the cycle of life. Then, there are the wind shamans. Though their numbers are fewer, their powers are no less wondrous. Wind shamans can summon breezes to cool the sun-drenched canopies, push storms away from the island, and stir the air when the jungle becomes stifling and still. They are the keepers of movement and change, the ones who understand the freedom of the sky. Their magic is unpredictable and swift, often as wild as the gusts they command, and so the wind shamans are known as the jungle's wanderers, exploring the treetops and watching over the atoll from above. Yet, despite their occasional usefulness, the wind shamans are not as vital to daily life as their earth and water counterparts. The atoll can survive without the blessing of wind, though the cooling breezes are always welcome. They are viewed as a sort of wild magic, useful in certain moments, but not as central to the community's survival. However, when fierce storms approach from the sea, the wind shamans come into their own, protecting the shores by redirecting the winds, calming waves, and ensuring that the jungle remains sheltered from the worst of nature's wrath. In these moments, their value shines, and the people remember to honor them for the protection they bring. And lastly, there are the fire shamans, the rarest of all. Few are born with the fiery spirit required to wield this unpredictable element. Fire is both revered and feared, it is life and death, warmth and destruction. The fire shamans are able to conjure small flames, sparks for warmth on chill nights, and fires for cooking or guiding travelers in the dark. But in a land as lush as the Atoll Jungle, fire is a dangerous power, and so the fire shamans are trained with immense caution, their abilities restrained and honed to a razor's edge of control. They are taught to handle their element with reverence, never using it for frivolous purposes, for fire can destroy as quickly as it can serve. Most of the time, fire shamans are called upon only to assist with essential tasks, kindling fires for cooking and crafting, burning fields to make way for new crops, or using their flames to create powerful medicines that require high heat. Yet, the community relies on fire so little that their role is seen as supplementary, a rare art more than a daily need. Fire shamans are often quiet, withdrawn, cautious by nature, their personalities tempered by the knowledge of what they carry. To them, fire is a secret power, one kept in check lest it bring ruin to the paradise of the jungle. And so, each shaman, bound by their unique element, weaves their own thread into the tapestry of the Atoll Jungle. Together, they maintain a balance that is both fragile and eternal, a harmony that has persisted for generations. Their powers are gifts from the earth, sea, sky, and flame, and as long as they remain true to the ancient ways, the Atoll Jungle will continue to thrive under their care. The elements sing their songs, the shamans their chants, and in the lush, hidden heart of the jungle, life flourishes in symphonic unity. In the Atoll Jungle, where the balance between nature and humanity is delicately preserved, even the humble homes of its inhabitants are testaments to this harmony. These small wooden houses are scattered throughout the forest, nestled among the thick foliage and sheltered beneath towering trees, each one crafted with love, care, and respect for the jungle. Though modest, these homes are marvels of shamanic ingenuity and represent the wisdom of a people who have lived in tune with the land for countless generations. Each house is built from sturdy wood harvested thoughtfully, using only what is needed and always replaced by new growth, thanks to the skill of the earth shamans. With practiced hands and incantations, these shamans nurture saplings into strong trees within a week, ensuring the jungle never suffers from the construction of these dwellings. This sustainable approach is a point of pride for the atoll inhabitants, who consider their jungle a sacred partner in life, rather than a resource to exploit. The houses are small, but they are cleverly designed to be comfortable and efficient. The roof is sloped to encourage rainwater to slide off effortless, and it is covered with thick layers of woven leaves, sealed with resin derived from the jungle's own plants. This resin has been refined over generations to become completely waterproof. No matter how hard the tropical rain lashes down, it cannot penetrate the roof. This blend of natural materials and shamanic craftsmanship keeps the interiors dry and cozy, a welcome shelter from the elements. Inside each house, the furnishings are arranged to provide the perfect blend of functionality and comfort. In the main room, there is always a bed, large and soft, covered with handmade bed linens, blankets, and pillows woven from plant fibers. These materials are dyed with colors extracted from flowers and leaves, giving each set a unique blend of earthy greens, vibrant reds, or calming blues. Though made from humble materials, the beds are plush and inviting, designed for deep, restful sleep. Next to the bed, small bedside tables provide space for personal items, perhaps a hand-carved figurine, a dried flower, or a favorite book of jungle tales. The people of the atoll love to personalize their space, and each bedside table holds little tokens that tell the story of its owner. Across from the bed, a wardrobe carved from polished wood holds their simple garments and belongings, its doors painted with designs inspired by the jungle's flora and fauna. A small table and several sturdy chairs complete the arrangement, offering a space for friends to gather, share a meal, or exchange tales on rainy evenings. The kitchen is its own separate, cozy room, designed for both practicality and the heartwarming ritual of cooking. Here, the hearth takes pride of place, occupying a central spot as one of the most important parts of the house. The hearth is a simple but elegant stone structure, designed to hold the flames that the fire shamans help conjure. A carefully crafted vent allows smoke to escape through a small opening in the roof, while the heat is contained to fill the space with warmth and the savory smells of cooking. Beside the hearth are cupboards for dishes, pots, and pans, along with cabinets that hold an assortment of hand-woven baskets filled with jungle herbs, dried fruits, and nuts. The shamans of the atoll have perfected a spell to keep food fresh and pest-free, so they are always well prepared for every meal. A wooden table and chairs are arranged for dining, though often the people of the atoll prefer to take their meals outside, enjoying the cool breeze and sounds of the forest as they eat. The atoll's inhabitants are mindful of the need for fuel, and so they have honed a unique magical solution that preserves the trees. Long ago, when firewood was scarce and cutting down more trees would have disrupted the delicate ecosystem, the shamans developed a spell of multiplication. With this spell, a single log can be multiplied tenfold, creating enough firewood to last for many months from only a few pieces. This powerful spell is a point of pride, the result of generations of magical mastery. The spell has saved countless trees, ensuring that the jungle remains lush and vibrant, even as the people of the atoll keep their fires burning. For those few trees that are cut down, the earth shamans immediately begin the process of regrowth. Through their nurturing magic, a new sapling rises from the earth where an old tree once stood, growing in height and strength within a matter of days. By the end of the week, the sapling becomes a towering tree, ready to serve the forest's ecosystem. This cycle of growth and replenishment ensures that the atoll's jungles never thin or weaken. Instead, they thrive, a living testament to the harmony between the shamans and their land. This careful management extends to every aspect of life in the Atoll Jungle. The shamans know that the jungle provides for them, and so they honor it by taking only what they need, using their magic to amplify their resources rather than depleting them. Their homes are not just shelters but symbols of their connection to the land, each element crafted with respect, each spell cast with gratitude. Evenings in these cozy homes are spent around the hearth, sharing stories and songs, talking softly as the flames dance and flicker. These fires burn low and steady, casting a warm glow over the room and creating a place where the people can gather, dream, and rest. And when the rain comes, drumming against the leaf-covered roof, the people of the atoll smile, knowing that they are safe, warm, and bound to a land that they have protected, and that, in turn, protects them. In the Atoll Jungle, where the art of elemental magic is as ancient as the trees themselves, few practices are as wondrous and revered as the summoning of elementals. Elementals are ethereal beings, forged entirely of their respective elements, earth, water, air, or fire. Each has a distinct personality and temperament, as unique as the shamans who summon them. These elementals serve as loyal companions and powerful tools, bound by ancient pacts to assist their summoners in respectful partnership with nature. Yet, like any powerful force, they must be used with care, for their very essence can both create and destroy. The earth elementals are the most commonly summoned and valued helpers, especially among the earth shamans, who rely on them for many tasks that strengthen the atoll's ecosystem. These elementals appear as towering figures, their forms composed of soil, rocks, and vines, with flowers sometimes sprouting from their limbs or patches of moss carpeting their skin. They are gentle giants, radiating a steady and grounded energy, and possess a quiet wisdom that endears them to the shamans and villagers alike. Summoned from the deepest roots of the jungle, earth elementals can work tirelessly, never tiring as they assist in fieldwork, clearing stones, breaking up soil, and even planting seeds. Earth elementals possess a unique and highly valued ability. By channeling water through their bodies, they can purify it, removing salt and impurities. This makes them indispensable in times of drought or when fresh water sources run low. When fresh water is needed for crops, earth shamans call upon their elementals to draw water from the nearby sea. The elemental absorbs the salty water, passing it through the roots and stones within its form, filtering out the salt and returning fresh water to the fields. This process is almost ceremonial, as villagers gather to watch the earth spirits work, knowing that they are witnessing a sacred harmony between the land and the sea. Just as essential, though with a slightly different temperament, are the water elementals. Summoned from the depths of rivers, lakes, and even the ocean itself, these spirits resemble fluid, ever-moving figures, their bodies rippling with every step, reflecting light like the surface of a still pond. They have an intrinsic bond with water, and their abilities to manipulate and purify it are second to none. Water elementals are called upon to nourish the fields, ferrying water from the ocean in great waves, which they purify within themselves as they move, making it suitable for drinking and irrigation. Unlike the earth elementals, who purify water slowly, water elementals do it in a single, seamless flow, capable of processing vast quantities in moments. Water elementals also possess a calm and soothing presence, and they are often called upon during droughts or dry spells. Their fluid bodies can travel great distances, bringing water from hidden underground springs or distant lakes, ensuring the atoll's crops never thirst. Water shamans sometimes speak of these elementals as kin, like rivers in human form, and treat them with the same reverence they would a guardian spirit. They even have names for each type of water elemental. Gentle, flowing streams are called whisperers, while powerful torrents from the ocean are called surge tides. Then, there are the air elementals. These are summoned far less frequently, for they are unpredictable, even capricious, in nature. Appearing as wisps and streaks of transparent mist that coalesce into a vaguely human form, the air elementals are never still. Their forms flicker and shift, always on the verge of dissipating back into the breeze. Air shamans are skilled in channeling their own energy to steady the elementals' flighty nature, but they summon them sparingly. Despite their elusive nature, air elementals are capable of impressive feats. They are often called upon for specific purposes, such as altering weather conditions or shifting winds to protect crops. During the monsoon season, when violent storms threaten the atoll jungle, air shamans might call upon their elementals to buffer the winds, lessening the storm's impact and guiding it away from the shore. In calmer times, they might summon an air elemental to bring a cooling breeze to ease the heat or to spread the seeds of rare plants across the jungle. However, the air elemental's instability makes them difficult to control, and they are often viewed with caution. When called upon for assistance, they serve their purpose swiftly, then vanish like wisps of smoke. They do not linger, nor do they bond as deeply with their summoners as the earth and water elementals do. For this reason, they are often summoned only when absolutely necessary, their ephemeral nature respected as part of the wild freedom they embody. The fire elementals, however, are a different story. In the lush, green atoll jungle, where every leaf, branch, and creature is deeply cherished, the summoning of fire elementals is strictly forbidden. These elementals, while powerful, embody a force of destruction that has no place within the jungle's delicate balance. Fire elementals, when summoned in the past, proved dangerously difficult to control. Born of heat and flame, they are fierce, unpredictable beings with an insatiable hunger for fuel. Their forms blaze brightly, appearing as towering figures wreathed in fire, with flickering faces that shift between expressions of joy and fury. Long ago, the shamans learned a painful lesson when a single fire elemental went rogue, spreading flames across a vast portion of the jungle before it could be contained. The devastation left a lasting scar on the land, and even though the earth and water shamans were able to restore much of the forest, the memory of the destruction remains fresh in the community's mind. After that incident, a pact was formed, binding the shamans and their descendants never to summon fire elementals again. It is a solemn vow, passed down through generations, ensuring the safety of the Atoll Jungle and all who live within it. Though they cannot call upon fire elementals, the shamans still honor the element of fire in controlled, sacred ways. The hearths in their homes are carefully tended, their flames kept small and steady, only ever fueled by the wood multiplied through magic to avoid depleting the jungle. For the shamans, fire remains a revered but restricted element, used only when necessary and never allowed to become a destructive force. Thus, the summoning of elementals in the Atoll Jungle is both a privilege and a responsibility, an art practiced with great reverence and caution. The earth and water elementals are seen as cherished allies, the air elementals as fleeting helpers, and the fire elementals as forces too dangerous to risk. Through these practices, the shamans ensure that their powers serve the jungle rather than harm it, weaving a delicate balance that has sustained their home for centuries. In the atoll, the elementals are not just magical beings, they are guardians, teachers, and reminders of the profound respect needed to live in harmony with nature. The Atoll Jungle is rich in lore, and its people tell countless tales by firelight or beneath the canopy, weaving stories that have been passed down for generations. These legends speak of strange creatures, lost treasures, and the ancient magic that fills the jungle. Here are 5 of the most cherished legends from the Atoll Jungle. 1. The spirit of the whispering banyan. The oldest tree in the Atoll Jungle is a colossal banyan known as the whispering banyan. Its sprawling roots and interwoven branches create a maze of hidden pathways and shaded groves. Legend says that this tree is inhabited by a spirit named Tavari, an ancient guardian of the jungle who listens to the whispers of the land. Tavari is said to look like a figure made of twisted roots and green moss, with eyes like glowing emeralds that appear in the shadows of the banyan's branches. According to the legend, Tavari can only be seen by those with a pure heart who approach the banyan with respect and reverence. Those who are respectful might hear the whispers of the jungle's secrets. Hunters who lose their way in the jungle seek out the banyan, calling softly to Tavari to guide them home. In return for their respectful call, Tavari will gently brush the foliage aside, guiding them back to safety. The banyan is also known to grant wishes to those in need. But there is a rule: Tavari will grant only 1 wish per person, and only if it aligns with the harmony of the jungle. Many people over the generations have sought out Tavari's help, asking for healing, protection, or guidance. However, there are warnings within the legend that any who seek selfish gains, such as power or greed, will be lost within the banyan's roots, never to be seen again. 2. The tale of Karo the water serpent. The rivers of the Atoll Jungle are said to be protected by a massive water serpent named Karo. Karo, as the story goes, is an ancient creature, larger than any river snake, with scales that shimmer like silver in the moonlight. When the moon is full, the shamans say you can sometimes see her winding her way through the river, her scales casting a silvery glow upon the water. The legend tells of a time, long ago, when a drought threatened the jungle, and the river began to dry up. The people were desperate, for their crops withered, and animals grew weak from thirst. It was then that a young water shaman named Lyra went into the depths of the river to plead with Karo for help. She promised that the people of the jungle would never again waste or pollute the river's water if Karo would save them from the drought. Karo listened to Lyra's plea and granted her request. The serpent coiled around a hidden underground spring and unleashed a torrent of fresh water that replenished the river and saved the jungle. Since then, it is said that Karo resides in the depths of the river, and when the water sparkles with a silvery hue, it is a sign that she is watching over it, protecting it from harm. In honor of Karo, the people leave small offerings, shells, flowers, or pebbles, along the river's edge to show their gratitude. 3. The treasure of the golden fruit. Hidden deep in the jungle is a legendary tree known as the tree of the golden fruit. According to the tale, the tree bears only a single golden fruit every century. This fruit is said to hold magical properties, granting eternal youth, boundless health, and even heightened magical abilities to anyone who eats it. However, the fruit is fiercely guarded by a magical beast, a creature called the Lumaki. The Lumaki is a chimeric creature with the body of a leopard, wings of a hawk, and scales like that of a fish. Its scales glimmer like gold, and it moves through the jungle with supernatural agility. Many have tried to find the tree of the golden fruit and confront the Lumaki, but few have succeeded. Those who do manage to reach the tree are said to be met by the creature, which judges their worthiness. One of the most famous stories surrounding the golden fruit tells of a young earth shaman who discovered the tree and confronted the Lumaki. She was not driven by greed but by a desire to help her ailing grandmother. Seeing her selflessness, the Lumaki allowed her to take a small piece of the fruit, which she used to heal her grandmother. This shaman later became one of the greatest healers of the Atoll Jungle, her heart forever bound to the Lumaki and the magical tree. 4. The legend of the Sunstone and the Moonstone. Long ago, the sun and the moon were said to have gifted the jungle with two powerful stones, the Sunstone and the Moonstone. The Sunstone, a golden gem that radiated warmth and light, was said to bring health and vitality to those who touched it. The Moonstone, a cool silver gem that glowed softly in the dark, granted peace, wisdom, and clarity. Together, the stones were hidden within the Atoll Jungle to bless its people. The stones were placed at opposite ends of the jungle, kept in sacred temples guarded by two sisters, twin shamans who were deeply devoted to their duties. According to legend, if anyone were to reunite the Sunstone and the Moonstone, they would unlock immense power, a force that could alter the jungle's fate. However, with this power came the risk of corruption. As the tale goes, many have tried to find both stones, but none have succeeded. It is said that the spirits of the twin shamans still guard the stones to this day, allowing only the pure of heart to even glimpse them. On rare nights, when the moon is new and the jungle is still, some say you can hear the sisters chanting to one another, their voices carrying through the jungle, a reminder of their eternal duty. 5. The Owl of Eternal Night. Among the oldest and most mysterious legends is the tale of the Owl of Eternal Night, a creature so old and powerful that it is said to predate the Atoll Jungle itself. This great owl is massive, with wings that stretch wider than any tree's canopy and feathers as dark as midnight. Its eyes are like twin moons, glowing with a soft but intense light that can see through anything, even the deepest darkness of a person's heart. The Owl of Eternal Night is said to appear only when the jungle is in grave danger, flying silently through the shadows, warning those who would bring harm. According to legend, the owl is a guardian spirit of the jungle, protecting it from both natural and supernatural threats. Some believe that the owl holds the knowledge of all things that have ever happened in the jungle, keeping watch over its inhabitants with a wisdom that transcends time. The legend tells of a time when a group of outsiders ventured into the jungle, seeking to harvest its trees for profit. On the first night, the great owl appeared before their leader, its eyes glowing like lanterns, and warned him to leave the jungle untouched. Ignoring the warning, the group continued their work, only to find that each time they cut a tree, the next morning it would be standing again as if untouched. Frightened and desperate, the outsiders eventually fled, leaving the jungle undisturbed. It is said that if anyone harms the jungle out of greed or malice, they will be visited by the owl of eternal night. The owl speaks only one word to them, leave, and those who ignore it are never seen again. To this day, villagers honor the owl, leaving offerings of feathers and moon-shaped stones in hidden groves, hoping to stay in the owl's good graces and ensure its protection over the atoll. Each of these legends serves as a reminder of the balance between the people of the atoll jungle and the world around them. Through tales of guardians and magical treasures, the people are taught to respect the land, to use its gifts wisely, and to approach all things with humility and reverence. And as long as the stories are told, the magic and mystery of the atoll jungle will live on.